All right, hi guys, quick video, YouTube, Ryan's Journey. Welcome to week 18 post-op VSG. I'm going to talk about a couple things today. One, I've been up since 5 a.m. approximately. Couldn't go back to sleep, might as well go for a walk, right? Last couple weeks I've avoided the gym a little bit, trying to do my stuff outside and a little bit of workouts at home. Mainly because everybody's trying to get their last minute summer workouts in. So the pool at my gym is super filled up. And, you know, I feel like I've been working out for months there. And now we got some people flooding the gym last minute summertime. Let them have it. I'm going to do my own thing. But so I'm going to talk about what I did this morning for that. I'm going to get into some numbers. I'm going to talk about a couple of crazy NSVs, non-scale victories, for you that don't know. And maybe a little talk about alcohol. We'll see how the video goes. So first off, numbers. So high weight was the start of my journey, November 18th. First pre-op appointment with my surgeon to find out if I'm going to do this or not. That day, I weighed 326, surprisingly enough. Started my weight loss journey then. My surgery date, 3 months later, I was down to 294. That's February 24th, 2014. Last week, I weighed in at 218.8. This week, as of this morning, I weighed in at 215.8. So just being at that 215 number is pretty amazing. You know, that's a nice, solid amount of losses here. So for the week, I've lost 3 pounds. Big 3. I'll take 3 all week long, every day. Total loss since I started that journey when I met with my surgeon at 326. Is 110.2 pounds. 110.2. Whew. Since surgery, 78.2 pounds. So I don't care who you are, that's a lot of weight. If you're new to my channel, go watch my first couple videos. I made like 2 or 3 the first day. And that wasn't long after that 326 mark, which is my highest weight ever. So really cool. Definitely successful so far, and not a lot of drama on the VSG post-op issues. So, and if you guys ever have questions, post them below. Appreciate the comments. If you don't have a comment, put a smiley face. Let me know you're watching. I don't know. It makes me feel good. Also, I have a Facebook channel called Ryan's Journey, 2 words. That's probably the best place to message me and have conversations. The alcohol thing actually came from a little conversation that somebody messaged me about, a new person, that I'm going to get into just briefly on that. Alcohol and transfer addictions on that in just a bit. But I want to talk a little bit about my beach walk. So at 6 a.m. I left the house here, walked to the beach. It's about a mile or so down, walked all the way down the beach, back up. I tracked it on my GPS with what's it called? You know, you'll see, I'm going to post an image from the app I use. It's a my walk something tracker. But it ended up being like 4.45 miles, almost 4.5 miles of walk. And it's almost a hike. I mean, it's uphills, downhills. And on the actual app, it tells me the elevation levels, which I'm not going to post here, but it's kind of cool. So anyway, right now I'm going to post a little video and picture and that showing what I did on that app right now. Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Ryan. Ryan's Journey coming at you from this place. Walking to the beach at 6 a.m. It's only like 55 degrees maybe or so, so not bad. I'm gonna give you a quick little circle round. Kind of overcasty. There's the pier over there. I'm gonna walk down that way and back, and then back up to my house, which is that way. But yeah. So this is how I'm starting my day. If you wake up early and can't go back to sleep, why not get a little exercise in? All right, see you guys. Okay, I'm back. You saw the video. It was a cool walk. Got it done early in the morning before my son, pretty much all before my son wakes up and the wife goes to work. I got the day off today and I'm watching Gavin. A little over 1 more week before he gets his cast off and gets back to normal life, walking and running. So those of you that know about my son and his little journey with club feet and his last surgery here, hopefully forever, happening a while back recently. All right, so had fun at the beach. Nice walk. The weather wasn't bad. It was maybe like 50, 55 degrees. Had a sweater. Probably could have took it off the back half on the way back up. But something about being next to an ocean with your headphones on, that's cool. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos on the way down there, just just checking them out. James R&Y, the sex video on the group channel there. Good, open, honest conversation about that. Very cool. Thumbs up. And I also watched a big video of Phil's meeting goal. So Fat King's Phil. If you guys don't know, Fat King's Phil, stop my video here. Go over to his channel, Fat King's YouTube channel. And Phil's got a recent video of him hitting goal with some really cool editing. Him flying in the air in this little room. And a little skin showing what life looks like for a guy after some weight loss. Anyway, congrats to you, Phil, if you're watching this. Amazing. I've really benefited from your journey, and keep rocking. Phase 2. I'm getting close to phase 2, so maybe we can do phase 2 together a little bit. Also, all right, let's talk about alcohol. So blame it on the alcohol. Transfer addiction. Now, my thoughts on this are this. Had a recent conversation on Facebook with somebody. You know who you are if you're watching. This person was saying that, talks about how she can see how the transfer addiction could happen. It's drinking a few days a week. You should not drink at all. So I made a comment and said, well, the issue is that I don't have that kind of enjoyment, celebratory kind of reward feeling from food anymore. None of us do, I'm sure. At least not very often. I'm going to talk about one meal I had 2 nights ago that got the closest I can to get to that. But it's not this great feeling. It's not something I do for enjoyment, like a fun event that we used food. I was a big person who liked food and drinks and liked the combination, like social interacting. But things are different now. If I went to a restaurant, if we were going to have drinks and food, I would just have drinks and maybe a bite of something. Now, drinks is still enjoyable to me. I can go and say, hey, it's a celebratory, enjoying kind of social thing, but food is not to me. And as TJ mentioned in his video recently about how you don't realize how many social interactions, how much our lives revolve around food. We have family in town 4th of July. We live in a 4th of July kind of area where tourists come in and we have a big show. We had a lot of family come in every year. And everything used to be about, okay, we're having lunch here, dinner here, this barbecue here, and everything was revolved around that. For me, my life's not revolved around food anymore, which is a very positive thing, but it's also a dilemma in a way, because I'm at a barbecue where normally I would have drinks, which I did have a drink, but I can't really eat all these appetizers everybody brought that pitched in. And I have to watch everybody else eat them. I took some home and ate them later, but I can't eat while I drink, and it's not something I do. And if I do, it's not enjoyable. So the transfer goes to I can have a drink or a couple of drinks and have that enjoyment factor. I can sit, relax, enjoy that. I can't really have that with food that I used to have. So for me, I've always had a drink or two here and there. For a lot of people out there that haven't, what you'll find is you may start drinking a little bit. Now that's something that I'm not really experienced with as far as not drinking, and now I'm drinking as a VSG post op. So I think you got to be careful. I am very experienced in having drinks a good amount of my adult life, so I can manage it well, pretty well. And so anyway, a little talk on alcohol. Is it good? Is it bad? The doctors don't recommend it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what my point will be is I do have a couple of drinks here and there, and like I said, it's enjoyable. Food isn't really. So that simple fact there will tell you that you may have a couple of more drinks than you used to, or at least have a drink here and there. So anyway, that's all on that. I feel like I do get buzzed a little quicker sometimes, and it wears off a little quicker. Been well documented by other people, and so that's that. Now, talking about food that I enjoyed, I did have one meal for the first time in a while where I felt full and satisfied in a good way, not like a painful kind of awkward full. This was wife went out and we wanted to barbecue, just at the house. We split stuff a lot. So we got one T-bone steak. I barbecued it. We made some scalloped potatoes and a Caesar salad. I was able to take about a third of that steak that I barbecued and a small portion of scalloped potatoes and a little portion of Caesar salad. And I was able to eat a decent amount of that. And I like to dip my steak in A1. Just a little side note. Truists will say, no, you can't put A1 on a steak. But I like it. So it's something that I hadn't had in a while. I hadn't had a T-bone since surgery. And but really super good. I mean, best meal I've had. I don't eat out very much anymore. Best meal I've had. Super enjoyable. And I felt full. I legitimately felt that feeling of full where I don't know if my stomach is touching other organs, like Pete Rock's sleeve mentioned before, but it felt like that. And I don't want to go that place very often, but it was nice to get there every so often with a meal that mostly was protein and vegetables with a little bit of scalloped potato. So awesome experience there. Probably the best meal I've had since my surgery. Getting close to 5 months out. Crazy NSVs, a couple of them here. One happened a week ago at work. I'm helping a customer at my desk with a banking service issue. And this customer I've known for a few years. In fact, a couple of years ago, I kicked him out of my bank. He was being very rude. I asked him, I said, if you talk like that to me, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're disrupting other customers. He stood up, slammed on my desk, stood up and started threatening me. And I said, that's it, let's go. And I escorted him out. And he's an older gentleman. And I didn't really know him, but later on, my manager got involved and told me that he's known to have some issues, some temper tantrum kind of things. Since then, I've got along with him well. We've kind of apologized to each other. We've been fine. We've had a couple of interactions. And but recently, I helped him at my desk with the service issue, and things are going really well. I'm helping him well, and I kind of know he's like that, so I kind of am a little sensitive to being extra careful what I say and how I say it to him, so he doesn't go off. And he asked me at the end of this interaction, of about a 10-minute interaction, he says, "Oh, so you're new here, huh? How long have you been at this branch?" And it's like, wait a minute, you don't remember me? I've helped you these many times. So I said, actually, I've helped you many times, and I've lost some weight recently. I may look a little different, but in fact, the first time we met, we didn't hit it off real well. So light bulb came on. He was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh, that makes sense." He's all, "Sorry, my weight fluctuates here and there too." And blah, blah, blah. And he kind of downplayed it, but he totally did not know who I was and sat right next to me while we did all this. So that's crazy. That's just absolutely crazy, and I get that sometimes. People haven't seen me in a few months, which is just crazy. Another one, I'm at a parade in Cayucas for 4th of July in the morning, and there's some friends and family of my wife's family that come up to us and say hi at this event. It's kind of an every year event. We go in the same spot we sit. And this lady was saying hi to my wife and this and that, and I kind of waved and said hello, and I was taking care of Gavin, my son. As we're walking away a little bit later, I know she must have talked to somebody, but she said, "Katie, I didn't know that was your husband. I thought you were with a new man. I didn't recognize him for last year because he was bigger." And so she thought I was just some new boyfriend that my wife had. This lady did. From last year, meeting her, and I probably met her the last couple of years on this event. So 2 insane NSVs, I gotta say. So anyway, that's all. I'm gonna cut it short right here. Thanks, guys, for all the support and the comments, and I appreciate people letting me know that I'm helping them and that something I've said or did has helped them along this journey. You guys have a great day. Happy Tuesday.